Fun fact, Salvador Dali could speak like 5 different languages. And sometimes he would start a sentence in one language and end it in another. Sometimes he would say each word in a different language. So, Guten Manana, mis Freunden. Sales continue to be very good. Ordered a bunch of parts to get some of these printers working that weren't, and we're gonna do that today. Everything printed well, another Sharko, and another Hammerhead. A real priority is going to be filament production these days because we're starting to bump up against the theoretical limit of how much filament I can even make. We are going to get 2 filament setups going, but I kind of can't count on that too much because the other stuff hasn't been used in so long that I'm not sure that there's nothing wrong with it. All right, we got a lot of things to package and we're getting a good jump on it, so let's go. We've got our Whaley boy. Another octopus. This is one of the items that Etsy deactivated for some reason, but they reactivated. So here we go. This was the Hammerhead. Time to get Sauron packaged up. This is a real challenge, but basically we just bubble wrap the crap out of it. I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is a lot of layers of bubble wrap. Then I wrap a box around it like this. Then I put that box in a box. Then I put a box over the box in a box. And that's how you get spikes to not break. Wow, a guy just asked me if I could make a Statue of Liberty head, but he wants it to be 1/12 scale, meaning a 12th of the size of the Statue of Liberty. Like, do people think I'm a magician? Big Sharko. All right, let's drop this stuff off. There we go. Let's get this work. Done. Couple of high priorities. It's a hot one today. When we get in there, I'm gonna be fixing printers. We gotta paint things, and then we gotta package things. Stuff's getting serious. We've got real amounts of orders now that we have to be pretty hardcore. And the mail guy's here. Today, I got a bunch of these kits in the mail. This is a complete hot end. We're gonna go look at some of the printers and see if we can fix them, and worst case scenario, we just replace the whole hot end, because that's pretty much the thing that goes wrong with printers. Every once in a while, you'll need to replace a heated bed or something, but it's pretty rare. Here's an example of a CR10 Mini that has not been in the game for a while. You can kind of tell that this hat had an octopus on it last. That's because this was from the era where I sold an unbelievable amount of octopi. It doesn't have a hot end. The hot end was used as a replacement for something else at some point. The motor here was used as a replacement. Basically, this thing has been parted out. This is a great example of a printer that has not been used in forever. These kits come like this, pretty straightforward. We just take all the stuff off, and of course you bolt the hot end to the X-axis carriage, I think it's called. There we go. 2 bolts, goes on nice and easy. And we're just gonna put that over there, hook everything up. Then we're gonna need an extruder motor. But I think everything looks pretty good on this. Something you have to check is the belts. Sometimes these belts get real worn out. Here's an example. This one is still working, but you can see how frayed that belt is, because that's never been changed once. But it's holding on for now. We'll change it if it gets too bad. New hot end, new motor. You can get these in a 5-pack for not a whole lot online. This thing, I think, should be good to go. It looks like the bed probably works. We'll have to test heat it, but you know, I think it works. So this is another soldier in the army. About to do the same thing with this guy that we just did with This one, I wish some of these printers could tell their stories. I think this one has been with me since the beginning. The first printers I bought were not these CR10 minis, but we're talking pretty early on, within the first 6 months, maybe 8, 9 months, something like that. You cannot even imagine how many things this printer has printed. I've sold something like 40, 50,000 things total online in my life. And I should have like marked them or numbered them or something. They could tell some stories, man. There we go, getting a good first layer. This thing's printing like it just printed its last print yesterday. Okay, so this belt is actually messed up. There are ragged places on it, so it really needs a new X-axis belt. And I'm gonna do that later because I'm not even sure I have extra belt right now. Was 70s punk music the first time that there was ever recorded music that was trying to sound like older or more lo-fi than it really was? Like, I grew up in an era with bands like the Hives, the Vines, the Strokes. A lot of those bands were using old equipment, analog equipment, to try and sound like vintage. The White Stripes, obviously, another big one. I feel like the first time anybody did that was like a lot of punk bands in the 70s. Anyway, I need boxes. Once more into the breach. Giant alien boy got done. It's looking pretty cool. We touched up the eyes. The lines weren't totally perfect, but as you can see, that's a pretty big alien. Alien boy. My famous T-Rex featured in the Huffington Post. Giant D20. Getting close to done, but this one's gonna be bronze, and I think this big guy's gonna be gold. 6-inch, 3-inch bowl. Another example of things that used to sell quite a bit is my unicorn headphone stand. This one gets blue eyes, and we're gonna make this horn gold. They were never a huge item, but you know, popular with a certain subset. There we go. Gorgeous girl. Well, that's about it for today. It's the end of the night. Made an unbelievable amount of filament today. I think I might end up making 9 rolls, which that's 9 2-kilogram rolls. Yeah, 9, maybe 8 or 9. I'm not sure. I haven't counted. I don't know. It's a lot of filament. Printed a lot of things, painted a lot of things, packaged a bunch of things. We've got these 3 big things coming out tomorrow. This was a pretty close to flat out day. This is almost what Christmas is like. The difference with Christmas is I make a lot of stuff ahead of time so that I'm not making everything as it comes in. I just make a lot of the big sellers. Anyway, I am grateful that my filament is working. I haven't had a single print failure, actually, or at least not anything due to filament. We got those printers fixed today as well. I'm grateful that the filament's working. I'm grateful that I have 5 big printers, and in a couple days I should have 2 more, which will be enough to handle a lot. It'll probably be enough to handle Christmas. Maybe I'll have to get like 1 more or something, because this year stuff is just selling like crazy. But yeah, those are the things I'm grateful for. Put in the comments what you're grateful for. I read them. Cultivate that gratitude thing in yourself, and you can do pretty much anything. Peace out.